Hey everybody, it's Newfie from Newfie Loves Luxury. It's Sunday afternoon here and I'm just feeling a bit daggy around the house, but anyway, I thought I'd do a quick video. I just want to say hello to everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day. If you're joining me again, thanks so much for coming back and saying hi. And for those that might be new, I just am this simple girl from Australia. I like luxury things, whatever luxury means to you. I like to shop and I like beauty products. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. So today I'm going to just talk about something different, and look, it might be really boring to you, I'm not sure, but I've just got my little laptop down here. So if you see me glancing down here, you'll know why. So I wanted to talk about the prices of Louis Vuitton because I certainly have watched Louis Vuitton, which is mainly what I buy. I do buy other things, Prada, etc., and lots of other things that aren't necessarily named. But Louis, I watch these, and I'm very interested in, there's a price increase coming and, get out there, buy your bags, etc., etc. And I was thinking about it and I thought, now this is excluding the pre-love market, okay, because we know sometimes when we buy something, especially seasonal pieces, and if you want them, the only way to get them in the pre-love market, and sometimes they're a lot more than they would have been in the boutique. So take that aside. I thought, because I'm a nerd, I am an accountant, I thought I'm just going to put everything in a spreadsheet of what I could find on my Louis Vuitton account. And over the years, which did horrify me, I have to say, what are all the things I've purchasing, and what's the first thing I ever purchased, and then what's the last thing, and then I added them all up and thought, ooh, that's not good. And then I put everything about either what it's still in, if it's still in the boutique, what it costs today versus what I bought, or if it wasn't in the boutique because they just don't make it anymore, what's something that's equivalent to it, like what would be the bag that looks like that and how much is that today. And what I thought I was going to do was see, how much money I've actually saved. Is that the right word? Because it's spending, but you know what I mean. So basically, how much was the bags? How much are they worth today? And how much more are they worth today? Because all these price increases, okay? You might be really surprised. I mean, the total. Anyway, so the total I expected it to be, like I look at some bags and I think, wow, some bags are like, 5%, 10%, 15%, and etc. And when I put everything that I purchased and just looked at the pure totals, you were talking about a 4% increase. Because some things really haven't changed that much, and some things have, so, okay. And some things probably brought that down. Then I was interested, which I haven't done yet, in doing that against the pre-love market. If I was to put everything in today, I suspect at that point it's a lot higher because I have done that before. And I was actually really surprised. So, just glancing down, some of the changes are a couple of $100 here or there. Probably one of the biggest changes was like the big tote, like I've got the Riverside, and I looked at something similar to that, and something similar to that is probably at least about a $1,500 increase. Yeah, I mean, they were like, there was $400 or $500 increase, or sometimes it was only a few $100s. Sometimes, like the perfumes, they might have gone up $60 since I first bought one. But I was actually surprised on a percentage base. Yeah, I mean, looking down, the one thing that I was pleased, I shouldn't say pleased, the one thing that I did notice is nothing went the other way. There was nothing that I bought that was actually now cheaper. There were some things that were pretty much the same value, but I would say that's because, like a card holder, I only bought that last year, so it hasn't actually increased. But all in all, the actual price difference, if you look at it from a percentage, when you put all of the products together and what they're worth today, I mean, I'm probably looking at about $11,000 or $12,000 increase. So they're worth $10,000 or $11,000 or $12,000 more. And I'm like, okay, that's quite significant, but I'm talking about everything I ever bought. So, and I sold a few pieces. I sold, I don't think I have that on the list. I sold, a few things. I either got my money back, I think one I got more than, and another I lost some money. So I don't know if it's an investment. I think it might be more so if you were keeping them in, you know, fantastic condition and then selling on a pre-love market, but they're pieces that you just can't readily get in the shops. Anyway, I just found it interesting and I thought you guys might find it interesting. I know you're probably thinking, well, how much did you spend? But I kind of just don't want to say exactly, but I want to say, sadly, it's more than $100,000 when you go over everything. And to me, that is quite significant. Like, that is too much. But more interestingly, very interestingly, I realised something about myself. So the first time I ever bought anything Louis Vuitton was in 2014. It was actually in Singapore and it was an Alma BB. And it was going to be my one and only purchase, my first Louis Vuitton bag, my first luxury bag, and probably my only luxury bag, because I, in those days, thought, you're mad to spend that much money on a handbag when you can buy all these other handbags, you know, so much cheaper. But when I got that bag, I loved it so much. And I actually sold that bag and I regret it to this day. It's the one bag I wish I'd kept. And I sold it because I thought it was too small. And in those days, if you remember, we were using bigger bags, even though I've probably always liked a smaller medium bag. And I thought, oh, I'll buy the big one. I think I've got that. Yeah. So I bought the exact same one. The one I bought was Indian Rose. So I bought this big Alma, or bigger Alma, which I do love. I never use it. I have probably used it twice. I see, and it's also this Venice leather. It can get scratched really easily, and I'm just really careful with it. But what's the point of having it if you don't use it? I do really like it, and I bought the strap as well separately because the straps don't come. And I'm thinking, why do I have this bag when I never use it? But with the big bags coming back, and I've noticed they've made a few things now in this Venice leather. I can't even find the strap really quickly. It's in there, but it's stuffed. You know, maybe I will use it again. But after selling the first little one, I really didn't want to sell this and then regret having sold this as well. Anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. 2014, and then I waited a year. So I think I bought that in like October. I was in Singapore actually. And then I waited a year and I went back to Singapore just for a holiday, and they've got, you know, all the beautiful shopping there. And I decided that I would buy just one other thing. And so I ended up buying I don't think they sell this anymore, but it was called a Mazarine in cherry. It was this beautiful bag. They do have something like it, but I can't remember what it's called. And I bought the matching Sarah wallet, which I still have, and that was in cherry. I sold the Mazarine. When I got home, I wanted it for work and I found it was too small. And then I went back and bought I don't think they sell this either, the Bastille, which I've showed before. It's the cherry red bag, which I used and used and used. And then I never use it anymore. But to sell it, you know, I don't think people understand what it is or where it is. It's got a few little marks. I used it, but yeah, I just don't want to be giving that bag away. And considering it's really means so much. So that was in 2015. And then I waited. I did not buy anything. And then I went back in 2016 and where was I? I think I was in Australia actually, in Collins Street. Or somewhere, and I bought just a little key holder for my bag and a cosmetic pouch, which I've still got. Yeah, I've still got this. So that's that one. Yeah, probably one of the only things I have with vachetta on it, because I just don't like vachetta. And I bought this in 2016. And then I bought flower charms for my bag, which I've still got on my Riverside. I bought a pink Luna, which I showed you before. I love that bag. Probably one of my only ones that have got silver hardware. They don't sell that bag anymore. Oh, sorry, they don't make that bag anymore either. But again, all these bags that I don't really use, but I don't want to just give them away, and I don't think people are interested in buying the older bags. They always want, what's the new hype? What's the new bag? What's the new bag? And so that's for me why they're not really an investment, because people just want what the newest bag is. Well, it feels like that, or they want what they consider a classics, not these really beautiful bags that I've probably chose, but that's okay. So then I waited 2 years, so 16. I didn't go back to Louis Vuitton until 2018. And then in 2018, I bought a number of pieces and I went to Paris. So I went to the Louis Vuitton in Paris. Then I was like really good going, that's it. I always said I would only buy that one bag in 2014. I've been back and back and back. And then, and let me just count that, I think, yeah, so by the time 2014, my one and only purchase turned into 13 purchases by the time I'd hit 2018, and I thought, no more, I'll buy one more thing. No more, one more thing. But in fairness, I waited until 2021 because I'd done this big Europe trip and I didn't want to spend any more money, and even just to save up to do one bag a year, I just thought, no, if they can wait, I'm going to pay the house off and then I'll come back and I'll buy what I want to then. That didn't work, and I'd sold an investment property that I'd had, and then during 2021 I made 14 purchases. 14, and they weren't all small things, and I'm like, oh. And I don't think I realized just how much I was buying until I've actually looked at it like this, because it's really easy to go, oh, I'll just get that and I'll just get this, and and then in 2022 I went mad. I purchased 21 things, and as you would know from my video, one of those was a Capucine. So this was not cheap things by any stretch. I bought so many things by this stage, and hence why you haven't seen me doing an unboxing lately, because I also bought things in there like Coach bags and Prada and all sorts of things. The reason I haven't is because when I looked at all of this, I have bought 48 different pieces from Louis Vuitton alone. Forget anything else I've shopped. Makeups, Prada, whatever it is that I've bought. It doesn't even have to be a brand name. 48 things. For me, no, that is just too much. For me, and everybody's in a different set of circumstances, I've only sold 3 things out of the 48. No, for me that's not okay. So I've really now tried to stop. And this year I really, and I do want to do a video about this as my wish list, but I really want to be more careful and just buy something that is going to be something I really use a lot, and buy something that's going to, last me. And I feel like I'm not appreciating it as much, which is really awful. Buying that many things so quickly, I think it became just, oh, I buy that, oh, that's nice. And that high you get from the excitement sort of wears off so quickly, you go back for more. So I want to slow it down, and I want to get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm buying something, but I've waited 3, 6 months, whatever the time is. I've waited 6 months, and I'm really, really, really excited about it because I'm going to get that. So this year, I'm going to really slow down my purchasing. I don't know why I'm holding this. But I wanted to explain why, and I wanted to see also, what do you guys think? Like, how many things have you purchased? Now, I know some people, they've purchased lots and lots and lots, and I see them doing unboxing every other week, and I'm so happy for them and I love it. It's not my financial circumstances. I cannot do that, and I don't want to do that. Well, I'd want to probably if I had the money. But what I'm also finding is I'm not even using the bags here. I'm not even using the bags I have. And then, like, not every one of those 48 items is a handbag. Some of those are, like, I bought a music box, I bought a Scott box, I bought some earrings, I bought a couple of scarves. Scarves I use all the time. But I'm not using, but the vast majority is handbags. And I am just not using them. And so it might break my heart, but I'm really starting to think I've got 7 years till I retire. What am I going to do with all these bags when I retire? Am I going to live a life where I'm going to use this many bags? Most likely not. I don't have a daughter. I don't have a son that will, most likely have a wife, as you know from other videos. So what am I going to do with them all? So I started thinking all about that, and I'm still thinking about that. But I just love luxury so much, and I get so much enjoyment that it's hard to determine what the right thing for me, because it's different for everyone, what the right thing is to do to keep up this kind of collection, or to minimize it and maybe just sell some and lose some money on it, and only have the handbags that I actually am going to use. And how many handbags is that? I don't know. I didn't even know I had that many handbags, because when I look, they're mainly here. When I look, I'm like, I don't have that many. But when I counted how many things I'd purchased, I'm like, oh, I do. Now, I don't have them all. Like I said, I think I sold 3 pieces. I bought one that I gave to a friend. And I bought some things like, agendas, and which I do want to buy another one soon. But handbags wise, I feel like I have too many for me. I am struggling to use them. And every time I go out somewhere, I'm like, I'll grab that one. But I'm never grabbing all the others. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? How many handbags do you have? Like, how many handbags is enough for you to be comfortable? I don't know. I feel like I don't need more than 10. I just don't. I don't know. But what do I do with the ones that I have that I just love so much for different reasons? Anyway, that's my dilemma. First world problems, right? It's not a real problem, but I'm really interested in what people think. And like, am I fatigued from handbags? I mean, I've loved handbags since I was about 14 years old, so I feel like I'm not. I mean, that's my first handbag. Go and watch that video. That's still to this day my most favourite video, is the one of my first handbag versus, and I showed my grandmother's handbag in that same video versus today, and I still love that handbag the most. So guys, I'm going to stop babbling. I'm just really interested in what you think. Sorry, I've been holding this. I don't know why I'm holding it. But how many handbags do you intend on buying per year? How many handbags do you think somebody should buy a year? What sort of income should you have to make it work? I mean, that's a sort of subjective question, because, if you're earning upwards of 100 grand in Australia, you might be able to afford, certain handbags. That's a hard one, because it's about how many children do you have, what sort of house do you have you got mortgage payments, are you paying, like, what are your payments? So, as we know, we can get paid and we can do all sorts of things with our pay. That doesn't necessarily mean you can't afford luxury goods. But I think the higher the income, the easier it is for you to purchase these type of goods. Anyway, tell me what you think. I'm really actually very interested. Tell me what you think. Is it too many? Should I just sell some? Even the older pieces, what if people don't buy them? Like, I recently put on, it's hard here in Australia, I put on recently an LV gold earrings and necklace set. Absolutely stunning. I paid, about $1,800 for the set. I put it on there for about $900 and couldn't sell it. So it's not easy to sell things. And, I put my, what was it? The Sunrise Neverfull. It was stunning. Never used it, and I knew I was never going to use it. So I sold it so I could buy the Marshmallow. That sold, but I only just made my money back because they charged me $500 to sell it. Can you believe that? And I don't think I have enough followers to go, I'm going to have a vlog sale. I mean, kind of embarrassing. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know. Thanks for watching me today if you managed to get through. Sorry if you found this boring, but I just found it really interesting that, the numbers and the years, and what are your thoughts? All right, guys, I will see you next time. Hopefully I'll buy something that will be of interest to you and we can have a look at that together. All right, I will talk to you soon.